Hello again, and welcome to video number 2 in your 3-part trailer editing series. To start, we'd like to thank everyone for the incredible amount of support and positive feedback so far. We really appreciate all the kind words and enthusiasm from you guys. One of the hardest parts about cutting a trailer or a promo is connecting everything together in a way that's seamless, interesting, and memorable. Get it right, and people are going to be excited for what comes next. Get it wrong, and they probably won't give you another chance. That's why we're taking the knowledge of the top trailer editors in the world and compiling it all together into detailed, actionable training videos. In the first video, we talked about some of the challenges you'll face when cutting a trailer or a promo. Then, we looked at a few of the trailer-specific editing techniques you can use to add a professional polish and style to your cut. In this second video, we're going to change gears a bit and explore the world of trailer audio, specifically music and sound design. First, we'll be giving you a helpful trailer music technique that you can use on just about every project. And second, we're going to teach you a really cool sound design layering technique. Let's start with the music. Almost any experienced trailer editor will tell you that music is the single most powerful way to affect the tone, style, and energy of a trailer. And for that reason, most editors will begin by choosing their music first. Now, depending on the trailer, you'll likely need anywhere between 1 and 3 music cues. You might use one for your opening and exposition in Act 1, a second in Act 2 for the story development or conflict, and a third, typically the biggest or most impactful, for Act 3, where you're going to be doing a lot of montaging and letting the music really have some room to breathe and carry the piece. Now, sometimes you'll be able to find a single music cue that has a wide range of tempos and sonic variety that's going to work well in all acts of your trailer. But more often than not, you're going to need to use at least a couple different ones. So instead of just listening to a bunch of different opening cues or back-end cues and trying to imagine whether or not it'll work well with your footage and create the tone and emotion that you're going for, there's a powerful technique to make this process easier. Go into your visual breakdown and choose a handful of shots, say 10 or so. You'll want to pick parts of the shots that have something interesting going on, and then basically just throw together a quick and dirty picture montage on your timeline. Make sure all the shots are roughly the same length, and determine that length by the overall tempo that you're going for. So if you're looking for a fast music cue, make them all about a second. If you're auditioning slower, more dramatic cues, the shots would be about 2 seconds in length. This way, you can start laying in different pieces of music against the shots to see how well the picture and the music feel together. Trust your gut here, and decide if you like the way the materials are synergizing. Have a look at a cue that we auditioned using some footage from the film The Martian. That cue feels pretty good. Obviously, the picture won't line up perfectly with the beats, and there won't be any real polish or finesse happening, much less a story. But you should be able to get a good idea if a particular piece of music has the potential to work well in your trailer cut. Have a listen to another, slower cue cut against our picture. Nice. 2 good options so far. Both cues create an interesting tone when combined with the footage, and either could work for a trailer, depending on the style that you're going for. As you find potential winners, save a copy of the sequence and label it with the name of the cue. Once you've got, say, 5 of these, go back through them for a second listen, and pick the cue or cues that you think are going to work best in your trailer. This type of music auditioning process is an extremely powerful way to quickly see the potential of the trailer and to give yourself the best chance of creating the perfect marriage of audio and visuals. Alright, now here's a fun one. How to increase the intensity of a music cue by layering sound design, specifically custom hit grids or beat layers. Sometimes in a trailer, you'll find that there's a need to add an additional layer or two of driving hits or drum beats to the music, particularly in the back end of Act 3 as the action and intensity is reaching its peak. Let me first show you exactly what I'm talking about, because this is a technique that often goes unnoticed, even though the effects of it are felt on an emotional level. Then we'll go back through the process and I'll explain why it's done and exactly how to do it. Listen to this great section of an excellent trailer music cue created by High Finesse Music and Sound. Cool music, right? But let's say that we had some powerful dialogue lines and epic shots, and we wanted to enhance the beat a bit more and increase the intensity of the driving rhythm. This is the same section of the cue, but with a few extra layers of sound design added. Have a listen. It feels bigger, right? It's a little easier to feel yourself getting immersed in the beats and feeling the cadence of the cue. So why is this useful and when should you use it? Well, there are 3 primary reasons to add a beat layer to a music cue. First, adding an additional layer of hits can make the beats of the cue more pronounced and give it a driving rhythm that the viewers can start to feel and get into. Like this additional layer of hits you can layer onto your music. By accenting the beats of your cue with additional hits, you'll help your trailer connect with people on a very primal and visceral level, which ultimately will help you control their emotional response to the piece. Second, by really defining and accenting the beats of your cue, you'll help draw more attention to the visuals and firmly define the pacing and the rhythm of your shots. This was used to great effect in the Captain America Civil War trailer. The drum hits you'll hear were added by the editor for the specific purpose of enhancing the moments in this particular section of the trailer.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war.
And third, adding a layer of your own hits that sound organic to the cue help you to effectively compose new sections of the cue later on. Look at this example from a music cue I have taken the time to accent with hits. I have layered in this deep drum hit throughout the cue. Once the viewer has heard it layered into the cue a few times at regular intervals, they'll assume it to be organic to the cue, as long as you've chosen a hit that complements your music nicely. So, now that you have total control over a new, isolated element of your music, the hit, you can extend and modify the cue at will. Like this section, where the music stops, but we continue the hits at regular intervals, over which will be key visuals in the piece and likely dramatic dialogue lines in between. And everything feels like it's part of the original music. Take a listen. To show you how this all might work in a real cut, I've taken this music and laid in some dialogue lines, as you might find them in an actual trailer. These happen to be from the Warcraft movie. I've also added a handful of extra sound effects, just to start giving you an idea of what this cut might sound like as you begin to craft your visual and spoken trailer moments over the music bed. Now, let's take a listen to the music before we've built up the intensity and then after. First, the before.
For years, our world has been at peace. But something is coming. I can feel it. Dark forces are upon us.
Fall back! Whatever you plan to do it now!
And now the after.
For years, our world has been at peace. But something is coming. I can feel it. Dark forces are upon us.
Fall back! Whatever you plan to do it now!
So there you have it. Pretty big difference. Over the last 2 videos, we've demonstrated a variety of editing techniques you can use to craft a trailer that excites your audience and shows your content in the best possible light. I always laugh when I hear somebody make a comment like, "Oh, trailer editing's easy. All those guys do is mash together the best parts of the film, and then they add some music underneath." Well, technically, yes, that is the basic concept. But it's a bit of an oversimplification. If it were that easy, this would be the trailer timeline for Guardians of the Galaxy. But this is not a trailer. It's a disappointment. You and I know better. Cutting a good trailer is pretty complex, and the actual timeline looks like this. It takes a lot of editorial finesse to create something that tells a compelling story, feels rhythmically satisfying, and highlights all the best moments in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less. In the next video, we'll be going behind the scenes and deconstructing the full theatrical trailer for the 2017 film Baywatch, cut by one of our senior trailer editors, Jerry. We'll be analyzing all the specific techniques used to craft this cut. You're going to gain a much deeper understanding of what it takes to turn an enormous heap of shots, lines, and sounds into a succinct, powerful, and engaging promotional piece. Keep an eye on your inbox, because we'll be sending you an email as soon as the video is ready. If you have a second, we'd love it if you could leave a comment below and tell us what you think makes a good trailer. Can you remember any trailers you've seen that did an exceptional job at convincing you to go see a movie? How about a trailer that pulls off the ultimate editing challenge, making a bad movie look good? Leave a comment below and let us know.